the voices of my aunt, please subscribe and like the channel. Also subscribe and like our other channels, Paradigm Shift TV 314, as well as KitiHeru TV 314. I'm Queen Mother Initare, Auset, Akua, KitiHeru, with the Temple of Head Heru, where our founder is Baba Saber Amori Sneferu. Now, tonight's topic is going to be called Black Hair Warfare. But before we get started, I'm going to do the Hesi, the chant. I'll say it in Metanetter, and then I'll translate it into English. Pa netter ampupa maat, ank wise dejeb, ank unja seneb, uben nefer akar pa in bu haru maat. In English, that translates to how sweet is the truth, life, power, stability, life, prosperity, and health, rising always in divine excellence with Maat every day, all day. Ashe. And when we say Ashe, we simply mean that we agree and we are on the same accord. Ashe. Now, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and allow my amazing panel, my gorgeous panel of ladies to introduce themselves. So whoever would like to go first, go right ahead.
I'm Queen Natalie.
Hi, Queen Natalie.
Hi, ladies. Hi, Queens. How are you?
We're great. Okay, do you want to say anything else, Queen Natalie? You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, I'm Queen Natalie. I'm a mother of two. I am into my culture, and I guess at this point I just want to say I love my Blackness.
Ashe, Ashe. Who would like to go next?
I can go next.
Go right ahead.
Okay, I'm Queen Amalika. I am a sister of Het Heru. I have 18 years of experience with the Department of Mental Health in forensics. I am also the owner of Sweet as She Eats and Treats, where we cater, meal prep, and do custom cakes. I'm also a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 1.
Ashe, welcome, welcome. Come on, Princess.
Okay, I'm Hanifa. I'm over in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a salon owner, natural hair care specialist, mom of 2, and I would say, I'm an entrepreneur overall.
Okay. Could you tell us the name of your shop?
It's Heavenly Kinks and Curls over in Decatur.
Awesome.
Georgia.
Welcome. Last but not least.
Hey, my sisters. My name is Rhea Willis, mother of 3. I have my first grandbaby. Her name is Harmony. First grandchild, she's 2. I'm an educator as well as a community activist.
Ashe.
Shay.
Okay, so go ahead, Queen Natalie.
Okay, I noticed everybody said their career. I am a licensed cosmetologist as well. I was licensed in 1992, and I work in the medical field.
Ashe, Ashe. Welcome all of you beautiful, amazing ladies to the show. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to get started with the questions. And what I'll do is I'll call on each of you so that we won't be talking on top of each other. Ashe? So the first question is, do you feel more confident as a woman wearing natural hair or straightened hair? And I'm going to go with Queen Analika.
Yes, I mean, I feel beautiful either way. I became natural like about 10 years ago, and I was inspired by my mother. She has passed this upcoming 10 years in 2 days, and she had lung cancer, so she passed away from that. And when she was going through chemo, her hair started to grow. Well, after she finished the chemo, her hair started growing back, and it was beautiful. So that made me want to know like how my natural hair texture was. So I ended up, big chopping, which means just cutting your hair off. And I cut it off real short. So once I cut it off, I kind of look kind of a little manly. So, I started wearing makeup and everything to enhance my look, but I love my natural hair now.
Shay, may I ask you, how long have you had your locks?
It's been 4 years. Just turned 4 years at the beginning of the month.
Shay, they look beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, Princess Hanifa, do you feel more confident as a woman wearing natural hair or straightened hair?
To be honest, I've always worn my natural hair, so I wasn't able to like wear a perm or, wear weaves. I think I may have had a weave a couple of times or something like that, but I wear, braids, extensions like what I have now. Ladies, we like to switch it up sometimes. It gets boring. Uh, but I prefer my natural hair for the most part. I like it. It's thick, it's bushy, it's full. And I just noticed when I wear like a weave or something, I just feel strange. Like I feel kind of like a tranny. Like, with the makeup, the it's just too much. It's the makeup, the nails, the lashes, the lipstick, and the hair, and it's attached.
Doing too much, huh?
It's attached to my scalp, and I just feel strange. I feel more actually insecure because then I feel like I have to keep checking it. I think that the weave kind of just creates that whole insecurity within itself, because now you're like, oh, I gotta check it. Is a strand out of place? Is my track showing? It's just too much to think about. I mean, but it's beautiful, if that's what you choose to do. Sometimes it's okay, but just as long as you know that that's not you.
Okay, very good. Okay, what about you, Queen Rhea?
Well, I've been natural mostly all my life. I think only time I had like any kind of chemicals is when I was like a teenager for a short time. Back in the day when you had the Jerry curl, I tried the Jerry curl, took all my hair out, tried to do a perm. That wasn't gonna work. My hair is very fine and thin. So because of that, some things I couldn't do because of my hair, and that's my natural state hair. So, but most of the time I've been natural mostly all my life. And I've been confident with natural hair. I mean, something that I was born with, you know what I'm saying? So I always say that hair does not make me. It does not define who I am. So yeah, like I said, I'm confident either way, but like I said, most of the time I've been natural.
Ashay. All right, Queen Natalie, what about you? Are you confident with natural or straightened hair?
In addition to what I've heard, I'm always comfortable in my natural state of being. However, I have in the past switched it up because I am natural now, been natural for probably about 18, 19 years.
Okay.
But I do switch it up. I'm like the princess said, I don't do the weave, like the glue-in weave or quick weave. I may wear a wig sometimes, and I don't want that to be too overbearing or too much. I want that to even look natural as much as I can. So like some wigs comes kind of thick. I might, kind of shingle some of that off. But so far as being confident, I'm confident either way, but more confident in my natural state.
Okay, you all can pause yourself at this time. I'm gonna go ahead and give a little background history, and then we'll go to question 2. Ashay.
Ashay.
Our queen ancestor, Annie Malone, legendary St. Louis own, was the founder of Peru College and a pioneer manufacturer of cosmetic products. She served as a president of the board of directors of St. Louis Colored Orphan Home from 1919 to 1943. In tribute to her resources, loyalty, and dedication to the home goals, it was renamed in her honor in 1946 as the Annie Malone Children's Home, and currently Annie Malone Children and Family Services. Now, our other queen ancestor, Madam C.J. Walker, enrolled at Malone's Peru College and later became a Peru agent. So actually, she was a student of Annie Malone. And then she became an agent and eventually developed the popular product known as Walker's Wonderful Hair Grower. The end of the 19th century saw the invention of the hair straightening comb, which would be used to tame Black hair, and it popularized Madam C.J. Walker to a whole nother level in the mid 1920s. And also the straight hair became the preferred texture to signal like a middle class status. She was recorded as not only the first Black female, but the first female self-made millionaire in America, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. Madam C.J. Walker is coined to have given Black women who considered their course that was very, hair that was really coarse, like ugly or not appealing or not sexy. She gave them a grand option to become or make them feel like they were beautiful and more likely to be accepted in the society. My references are National Museum of African American History and Culture Center and the article by Shante Griffin on July the 3rd of 2019, How Natural Black Hair at Work Became a Civil Rights Issue. Ashe?
Ashe.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to question 2. Do you feel more attractive wearing natural hairstyles or straightened hairstyles? More attractive. And you can start, Queen Rhea.
I feel more attracted with being natural. I mean, this is who I am. It is what it is, and I don't, knock any sister who wants to be straight. But as we know in our culture, straight always was referred to being Caucasian like, because that's what society wanted us to be. But if you really know your history, our sisters have all types of textures of hair, from straight to curly to kinky to long to short to locks, all of that. So, I always say a Black woman is the mother of all races. So all races got our texture, our hair, not their hair.
Okay, what about you, Queen Natalie? Do you feel more attractive when you wear your straight hair or your natural hair?
I'm on board with the queen who just spoke. I feel more attractive with my natural hair. I feel like that's me.
Okay.
And it can be, extension like it is now, but I want it to be in a natural style. I'm not trying to wear like a straight wrap or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I agree with her. I'm sorry.
What year was it when you stopped wearing the wrap? Because I wore a wrap back in the day.
I may have worn a wrap in high school, and I've been out of high school. I'm not going to tell you how long. It's been a long time. So that's just out the question. That's and I wasn't that fond of it then, because you, like she said, the princess said you have to keep checking and making sure all the hair is in place, and that's just a bit much for me. So natural, that's me.
Okay. What about you, Princess Hanifa? Do you feel more attracted? Well, with you, you always had natural hair, right?
Yeah, I've always had natural hair, but sometimes, when you want to, I want to get a little press out or whatever and let it blow in the wind for a couple of days, because that's all it's going to last, right? But you don't want to start off lying to them, right?
Right.
Right. I think kind of like, I don't think it's a problem wearing natural or straight. I think just because I deal with people every day with their hair, I think it's more so like it's the psychological issue that's there that I think that we really need to kind of like address. And I don't know, I feel like just I don't feel like you want to like hurt these women's feelings or whatever because you know they want to wear their hair straight. Like so let me give you an example. A lady should say, "Oh, your hair is so nice and everything. It looks good on you." Woo! I can't do it. I just can't do it. I tried that natural thing, you know, and I had it for a week. You know, I started letting them naps start coming, and I just had to just, you know, I just got to press. It's just not for me. Like, how is it not for you? Like that is just I don't understand it. You know, from where I'm sitting. You know, it just shows you exposes the level of how we've been exploited, you know, and don't even realize it. So I think like, but it's good that since the 2000s came in, a lot more women have been going natural, you know, and embracing it and just actually enjoying it, you know. So that's a good thing.
Absolutely. Let me ask you another question, Hanifa, because you currently are a hairstylist. So I have a question. So if you're natural and you press your hair, are you still natural? If you press,
Depends on how long you press it. I mean, I think you're still natural. Like I said, it only lasts a couple of days, you know, and then you want to make sure you put in certain products and proteins in it so that you can retain your curl pattern. You know, hair, it burns at 500 degrees. So it's just like a certain technique that you need to make sure that you're doing when you want to do it in its healthiest way.
okay, Queen Natalie, you had something to add?
Yes. Now she might have learned from a different book than I did, but when I was going to cosmetology school, I was taught that anytime your hair is not in its natural, let's say natural kinky state, you're not considered natural. You're not chemically treated, but when you press it out, it's not in its natural state because you have stretched the coils. You stretch the coils, so it's not in its natural state at that time. However, you know, it's like
The
if you,
physical change that took place.
but if it's not chemically treated. So it's like you are still kind of like natural, but you're not at that point.
You're not as natural as you would be if
If
you
you
put
did
the
not
cone in.
change the state of your hair.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Princess Hanifa, you wanted to say something else?
No.
Okay. All right. Queen Annalika, do you feel more attractive wearing natural hairstyles or straight hairstyles?
Well, to be honest, I always felt beautiful. So
Queen?
Yeah, I feel beautiful. I'm always beautiful. Even when I wake up like
but
Right on.
I love my hair, you know, and I've been dedicated and committed to this journey for the last 10 years, and I'm not turning back. You know, I love it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, question 3. Have you ever felt discriminated against for wearing a natural hairstyle or a straight hairstyle? And we're going to start with Queen Natalie. Have you ever been discriminated against?
You know what? If I have, I'm not aware of it because sometimes I do me. I don't even be paying people attention in that way. But nobody has never just outright discriminated against me that I could recall. I have heard not just other races, our own race, be a little negative concerning natural hair. And I don't want to get too far into that because I'm not sure if that's one of the questions or not. But
Okay.
I have.
It don't have to be a question. If you want to expound on it, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I've heard, let's say the older generation say we passed that. We passed that nappy hair stuff. And how could you do it or why would you do that? And my thing is, how could you do and why are you doing?
Right.
You know, because
Not
Because
I say.
let's say I don't want to say white man, the Caucasian people has brainwashed you to think that you look more attractive if your hair is straight or chemically treated, or you have arrived because you wearing that style. I feel like the beauty comes from inside anyway.
yes.
It
I
reflects
say.
out, So the beauty is what's within you. So if you don't feel like you're beautiful inside, I don't really care what you do. You still gonna feel some kind of way about yourself, until you come into self-realization.
Right.
So that's my spin on that.
Right.
But
Understand that you're divine.
yes,
I should.
all the time, all the time. And then another thing I was saying, how that I could say for my mother, she used to say, "Your hair is your glory," and I'm like, when I got old enough, I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. But I'm saying your hair is your glory, whether it's short, long, thin, thick,
I say.
treated, natural. Because if it's nice, clean, and neat, and that's what you prefer, and it's becoming of you, I feel like your hair is your glory.
I say.
Well said. Okay. So what about you, Queen Annalika? Have you ever been discriminated against for wearing natural or straight hair?
No, I have not. I mean, I've had like white people, Mexican people, they all want to touch my hair. They all say it's so beautiful, but I don't let them touch it though.
You say what? I didn't hear what you
I
said.
said, but I don't let them touch it. So,
He like,
yeah.
All right, Queen Rhea, what about you? Have you ever been discriminated against in any type of way?
Not that I know of, but I do want to say this. And I deal with a lot of Caucasians on a daily basis. Caucasians' hair is not all natural, okay? And we always thought that the way their hair is their natural state. No, they get perms. They get I don't know, it's like texturizing, keeps their hair curly. Perms to keep it straight, because their hair do get kinky, just like ours. If you know the history of hair sisters, the ones who are cosmetologists. And then some of them wear weaves as well, and falls and attachments. So I have never been discriminated directly. It probably was indirectly, but I would not know, because they know I would say something if they discriminated, against me because of my hair. And like I said, I've had different styles because my hair is very fine. A lot of people, a lot of Caucasians and people that look like me, when I was young, when I had my hair long, it was long and thin. So they wanted to touch it, like, wow, what do you put on your hair? Oh, what is this? They wanted to touch the hair. So for my hair being short, people like to rub the back of your head. I don't know what's up with the short hair, and people like to rub the back of your head. I don't know what's up with that. I was like, hey, hold up. Depends who it is. But anyway,
Right.
but yes, they like to touch the hair, and then I'm wearing my hair now. I'm wearing my hair curly, and I don't have a texturizer in my hair to make my hair curly. And people are like, oh, what do you put in your hair? No, I just moisturize it, keep it groomed, keep it cut a certain way. And so like the sister would mention before, like they talk about, I can't do natural. Well, I don't think they have a style that fits them naturally. Because some people are going to be natural with a short cut. It could be a different way. It could be pulled back in a bun and it's still natural. With some oil and some water and brush it back.
Right.
They haven't found a natural style that they're comfortable with in that state. But like I said, with your question, I don't think I was discriminated that I know directly, probably indirectly, but not directly.
All right. What about you, Princess Hanifa? Have you ever been discriminated against? Because you've been natural all your life. So have you ever been discriminated against?
Yeah, definitely. To me, all of those little sidebar comments, that is discrimination. And to be honest, it comes from more Black people. Like, oh my God, your hair is so thick. Like, how much is it gonna be for me to get this style? Oh, it's $65. Then when I get there, oh Lord, let's just perm it. And oh man, and we gonna have to charge you more. And I don't feel like doing this, like that. Like, is it that serious? That to me, that's insulting. And definitely like, well, now it doesn't bother me. I've kind of grown into it. I did, try to I want to get a perm. My mom was like shutting that down. You ain't getting no perm. So, you just learn to deal with it and create styles. And that's probably how I became a hairstylist. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something to my hair because, I'm not gonna be out here looking crazy. Because my mom would kind of like braid my hair and okay, this is the most annoying part for me, right? The two braids that everybody want, those huge braids.
Yes.
Oh, I can't. That was my style for childhood, and my hair is really thick, And so when I would go to school, they'd be like, "Oh, Dino girl, you an African booty scratcher, and you a dinosaur head, and this, that, and this." And my mom would just leave those two braids in there for like a week or two. It's all cucka-bugged up and little lint balls and everything. My mom, she did not like enjoy doing my hair. Like, she said, I used to like doing hair until I had you, and oh God, and but luckily I had 8 aunts, so I had somebody do get one of them to do it for me. But yeah, definitely been discriminated. So that was another thing that was very annoying for me when there was just this whole campaign of everyone go natural, and then everybody's like, how long have you been natural now? It's like this like overglorified thing, like, oh, how long have you been natural, oh my God, it's now like, I'm like, bitch, I've been doing this or whatever. Not like that, not to disrespect anybody here, but say, how annoying it was for me after being teased and ridiculed. And now it's like, how did you get those two braids like that?
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's just a different perspective though. But I definitely, I like that we're coming into our own though.
How long do you think it took you as far as like, was it elementary school, middle school, or high school before you stopped getting ridiculed about your natural hair?
Like I said, I'll be in the store just the other day, and the woman said, "Oh, that looks nice on you." It's a silent insult. It's a silent insult. Oh, that looks so nice on you and everything. But oh Lord, I just can't do it. And oh my God. And then the Black people, they want to touch it too. Oh, it's thick too. Oh, it's a bush. And it's a backhanded compliment. Let's just be honest. But I understand it. So I don't take it personal. It's just a part of it. Just make you look at things differently. That's all.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dua, thank you for sharing that. Okay, let's go on to question 4. Do you receive more compliments from Black men when you wear your hair natural or when it's straight? Come on, Queen Annalika.
Every now and then.
About the brothers.
Well, every now and then they will say, something about my hair. I mean, like when I was had a perm, I've always had a lot of compliments and stuff throughout my life about my hair. But with the natural, it's like every now and then, it's not often.
So looking back on it, you think when you were when you had a perm or when your hair was straight, does it seem like more brothers gave you compliments than now that you're natural?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go a step further. So can you remember if the guys that do give you the compliments now, are they natural as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What about you, Princess Hanifa? Do you receive more compliments from Black men as a natural queen?
I think like the time when I wore a wig, because I asked myself the same question, like, I think that you attract a different type of male, when you're wearing your hair natural, or you have, like, I have my hair parted down the middle. Now, every hairstyle attracts something different, depending on whatever their fantasy is or whatever they find attractive, you'll find that I think that you attract different men. Like if I wear a wig and some red lipstick, that's a different type of man. He may be a little bit more flashy, or he feels like that's his idea of beauty, And then sometimes, like she said, when you wear your hair natural or you have your afro out, you may get more of a gardening man, a man who's into herbs and roots and things like that, knowledge of self. But then, sometimes you have a style like this with some braids, and it may be a businessman and he still has knowledge of self, but he just wants something a little bit more clean or classier natural look, whatever that may be to him. But I think it's just different types of men.
Ashe. What about you, Queen Natalie? Do you receive more compliments with your natural hair than straightened from my brothers, from my kings?
I agree with the princess there. It just depends on what they're looking for. But to answer that question, when I wear my hair like in a afro, you've seen me with the afro,
Yes.
and like a part on the side, I've gotten more compliments when I wear it in that style.
Okay.
Opposed to if I wear it like this, like you said earlier, if I get compliments from the brothers on a style such as this, is more because they're locked up or they're more in their natural state as well.
Mhm.
But I've been told when I wear the afro, that's a sign of power and
Power to the people.
one guy said power and the other one said that's a kind of like a bold statement, like a daring type statement. I'm like, okay, thank you. So I would say more so natural.
Okay. What about you, Queen Rhea? Do the brothers like the straight on you or the natural?
So I haven't been straight in a long time. So I'm just saying, I think it's about the length of the hair, if I could go there. Because I've had my locks. I had long hair, cut it off, had locks, cut it off on one side, had locks on one side, cut that off, and had different styles. Then I had the short ball style. I have this style. So it just I don't know, it depends on the man, what his likes are. And I do encounter a lot of men in different types of professions. But it seems like they want women with longer hair, but more fit the society of Caucasian to fit into the workplace or be accepted. Because I don't know if y'all remember back in the day when light-skinned women with long hair was the thing. And it still is. Even if it's weave. Some men are attracted with the length of the hair. Yeah. They think when women have shorter hair like mine, we look more like males. They think we look like boys or males, even though we have lipstick or whatever. Sometimes they look at us as males, even though we don't have the features of a man. So, but then a lot of guys I've talked to, friends of mine, they said, well, it's the confidence. If you have a lot of confidence if you keep your hair that short, because now people only focus on your face because you have no hair to focus on. So they look at just how you look by your face. So, I mean, it depends how the wind blows, what the man likes, so that's why I can't keep changing my hair for them, because I'll be crazy.
That's true.
If I want to fit in their world. So I have to be confident within myself. And then if a man is attractive, he'll like me for who I am, not what I'm trying to be.
Ashe. That's an excellent point, Queen. Okay, so let's move on to question 5. would you go as far as declining a good paying job? I mean, you're gonna make a lot of money on this job. If there was a policy that didn't allow you to wear your natural hairstyle, would you decline the job? Or would you throw on a wig or throw a perm in your hair? What would you do, Queen Anlika?
Ooh. Well, oh, that's really hard. I know I will not put a perm or a wig on. But I will explain to them, this is my natural hair that grows out of my scalp. It belongs to me. And I'm here to fulfill a job duty, you know. And they have to take me as I am, you know. And I will let them know they're discriminating against me if they want me to change.
True. Huh? So you would decline the job?
Yes.
Ashe. All right. What about you, Queen Rhea?
Well, before I decline the job, I would say, is that your natural hair color? Because a lot of Caucasians don't have the natural hair color. So I said, does that fit into your policy as well?
Good point.
You know, so I would address that. Then I'll say, if you are female, is that a fall? Is that you have weave in your hair? You know, so I would address those issues. And then I would speak my mind on some other things and their policies. And that's, oh, give me a copy of your policy while we at it. Because I'm going to decline the job, but I'm coming for you.
Ashe.
That policy that you have that shows discrimination.
Awesome. Princess Anifa, would you decline a super plain paying job if they told you you can't take the job with your natural hair?
I would just laugh probably right then. Like, that would be funny to me. And then number two, like, really, me and jobs don't work well. So I just kind of do my own thing. I'm a freelancer. I don't work for other people. I like to work for myself. I can't really even answer that question, but I'll tell you this, that most times I don't even get hired. They don't even consider me for the job, because that whole thing, they're trying to create this, you know, jump around, jump over the stick, hop over, walk one more time, stay late. Yes. That whole vibe, I'm just not even about to do with you. Like, so I'm gonna say I'm good. Like, I'm not even coming in for the job. I don't want it. That's too much for me. Like, I mean, you would think initially, like, well, I could make the money. You know, I could throw on a wig or whatever. I can braid my hair down and throw on a wig. It's not a big deal. But it's like, why should I have to do all of that? Like, remember that living large? Okay, it's cool at first. And then, you know, as you grow into it, you know, you're supposed to be developing and becoming and learning and progressing every day. But that whole like image, this person that I have to create every day before work is detrimental to my mental health in the end. You know, like, that's just a lot. Yeah. Next, now you just all twisted around, confused. That's how we got here in the first place. So no, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. It's funny to me that you even asked me that, but you know.
Okay. Joke. Do I? Thank you. All right, Queen Natalie.
I'm on board with the sisters, all of them, with that. However, I would like to know what does my hairstyle have to do with, I need to know what the job is first. Okay. What does the hairstyle have to do with me being qualified for the job?
Yes.
And I'm like, Queen Rhea, I need to see the policy.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see what's written in that policy. Is it something written that if it's a Black woman, she can't have natural hair? I need to see the policy all the way across the board, because that is discrimination. However, there are so many styles. I'm sure the princess will agree, and the other ladies, they know about style. They look very stylish to me. So there are styles we can still do and still have our natural hair.
Right.
We can put it up in a bun, we can sweep it back in a bun, and we still natural. So it's some things we can do to get that job if we so want it
If we wanted
and
it.
still be natural.
Exactly.
But I was thinking also if it's I don't know how deep the policy will be, but if it's a thing where it's gonna bother me, my self-esteem and make me be dreading going to that job, no, it's not worth it. It's
Okay.
not worth it. I thought about when I saw that question, I thought about Robin Smith. Remember how she wore that bun for so many years?
Yes,
Yeah.
forever. Robin Smith is a news was a news anchor person here, Princess Hanifa, and for about 25 years, Robin Smith had that ball, and she wore her hair like that every day, all the way up into probably a couple years. I think a couple years before she retired, she finally took it down.
Now, don't quote me on this, but from my understanding, I would have to read again on that. I believe when she went for that job interview, that was her appearance,
Okay.
and that was part of her contract. That's why she wore it for so long. That was a part of the contract. I guess however you came into the interview, however you were dressed or whatever.
No.
Yeah, that's
Go
too.
ahead.
I think 2 thumbs down. Boo. We're not doing that. No, but
But I
saying,
but
look at the
yeah, that's what came to my mind when I read that question. But my answer would be, I'm at a point in my life I don't need all the riffraff and somebody telling me do your hair like this and put on that and take off the. I don't have time for it.
Okay.
So
Go ahead. Okay. I'm sorry, Queen Natalie. Were you finished with your thought?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Princess Hanifa, you wanted to say something else?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, like, that's what I meant when I said that. Like, yeah, like she said, you could wear other hairstyles and there's other things that I could do. But yeah, you could. It depends on the situation. I get it. But I think that you got to stop getting into that whole thing. Look at it in the long run. If you come in the door and they already trying to reposition you, mold you, change you, this, then that's already creating an idea like I'm not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Now, imagine how everybody's going to treat you in the office just because you were willing to be molded in that way. Like, nobody gets to mold me, right? Everybody here is a queen, a princess, whatever, goddess, whatever you consider yourself to be. So you don't get to mold me into anything. You take me as I am, like it was already said. So I just don't like that whole, and I know people who have done that before, like, well, I'm going to have to change my hair for the job and this, that, and this, but they end up mistreating you. Because you come in the door allowing them to exploit you. Like, no, I'm not doing that. No. Stop being so willing to be like, okay, bend over, kick me down the steps. No. Just for the money.
Right. Go ahead, Queen Natalie.
Yes, that's basically what I was saying. I mean, they already judging you when you get in the door. They don't know what you can and cannot do, but the judgment has already been passed on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I'm already feeling uncomfortable.
Exactly. I'm not in a position to win here. It's obvious.
So it's like if I put my foot all the way into this water, you like Queen Real said, they are going to disrespect you. They're going to dog you out. They're going to treat you like you're nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to end up losing the job anyway. So what's the point? It's a no out the gate.
Okay, Queen Real, you had something to add.
I was just gonna say is that, when we are what we are, accept us who we are, we also have to mind, because some people take that literally. Some of our young people, they have the mentality, oh, you'll take me where I am, this is how I look. But no, not when your hair is smelly, unkept.
Yeah. You look crazy.
and it's all over the place. But you say I'm natural. No, you're naturally disgusting. Let's call it for what it is. So
Right.
they have to have an understanding what that means. It's all about proper grooming. You could be natural, but have proper grooming and displaying that. Because we have our young people come in, they have lint in their head, they have an afro, a natural afro, and it's all everywhere. It's not groomed, it's not cut properly, it's whatever. Even with the locks are so matted where it smells, because I wore locks too. But you have to keep it, you have to have an upkeep of it.
To maintain it.
Maintain it, and it's all about proper grooming.
Yes.
That's it. You'll be natural with proper grooming.
Yes, that's a great point. That's a great point.
I agree.
So before we move on to question 6, I just want to share a little bit of my experience with that. So I was unemployed for about maybe a year and a half. And on my journey of trying to find another plantation, I had went on like 6 interviews. And so I feel as though I was being discriminated against because I had my locks. Now, mind you, when I would go on these interviews, I would be dressed really professionally with the navy suit, and my locks were never long. They were always like in an updo, a really professional, maintained professional hairstyle. And so what my beautician told me, she said, when you go on this 6th interview, come to the shop, I'll braid your locks down, and then you throw on a wig. And so I did exactly what she said. Now, I don't know if this is really what it was, but I got the job. But I will say this. I got the job from Annie Malone. Okay, so Annie Malone is a Black organization. Mind you, when I went to the, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Annie Malone. I'm sorry. It was another agency. But when I went there, the sisters had locks. So yeah, so that's what it was. Yeah.
So basically you altered your look. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I altered my look, you know what I'm saying, because I needed employment.
You try, yeah.
So when I put on that wig, although the wig wasn't like down my back or nothing like that, but it was you didn't see my locks. Okay.
Right.
You didn't see
Get the job first, and then next week you snatch it off. Ta-da! That's the real me.
So came to work Monday with their locks and their African earrings on and African juke. That was me. Yes. Okay, let's go on to question 6. On a scale from 1 to 10, how important is your hair to your overall self-image? Princess Hanifa.
I'm not really attached to my hair like that. I look at it like it's hair. It's just a hairstyle. I'm gonna change it in 2 weeks. If I get up and I don't like it, well, I'm this person for these few weeks. It'll be fine. I'll change it as a hairstyle. If it depends on what I'm going through, I might wake up and say, oh, I want to be blonde, and I'll dye it blonde. Or I may just shave it off or shave one side off and put a triangle on the side. It just depends on how I'm feeling, really. I'm not really attached to, the length or any particular style for my hair. But let me ask you this question real quick. Did y'all see this movie? It's called it's called Bad Hair. Is it on Netflix? Oh my God, y'all gotta see it. It's about like in the 90s. You know how they tell that story about how when hip hop came about, and how BET and MTV was out, and how the people who were working there, the producers, they were Black people, but they were paying them to promote certain things or whatever, to get people to kind of subliminally get them to want to buy and be a certain way, like how hip hop has evolved now. Okay. So that's what the movie is about. And one of the ladies, she's got natural hair. And she works at the in the producer, and she's been writing all of these great shows, but they always get somebody else to be the host, but she really wants to host. She's an average girl, takes the bus, wears her hair and that little puff, that little dry puff that you wear when you're just being lazy, you don't feel like doing. If she wears her hair like that, slim chocolate woman, may have a chipped tooth or something like that, but overall pretty, but just not their idea of beauty,
They want.
Yes. Yeah. So in the movie, it's got Vanessa Williams in there and that whole look. And so, they say, oh, it's like the Soul Glow commercial, like it's the new weave, honey, blah, 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 blah. And so they tie that in with one of the old wives' tales that your grandmama used to say, like, don't burn hair, 100 strokes, all of those type of old myths or whatever about your hair. So she gets this weave and it comes alive, right? And the weave, it needs blood, whatever these products are, and it just keeps growing longer and longer, and she starts looking like a witch, like it's just getting long. And the weave is just like everything it touches, people getting rolled up in the weave, and it's eating weave. It needs blood to live. Like, it's crazy. You gotta watch it. But anyway, yeah, it's called Bad Hair.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, Queen Annalika, on a scale from 1 to 10, how important is your hair to your overall self-image?
Well, I give myself a 10. I mean, my hair is everything to me. I take great care of it. I use all natural oils, and I don't allow everyone to do my hair. My looks have changed throughout this my natural hair journey. So it's everything to me.
Okay. What about you, Queen Rhea?
I'll say a 10, but I also would say, but my hair does not define me, because if I become sick and I lose my hair, I don't want to be less confident in myself. Okay, so while I do maintain, and I do like to look good. Okay, so that's where that 10 comes in. But then on the other hand, my hair doesn't define who I am.
Okay, Ashe. What about you, Queen Natalie? On a scale from 1 to 10, how important is it to you for your hair to be looking really nice for your overall self-image?
Very important. I'm on the 10 scale. Like my hair to look neat. I don't, if I'm wearing it with braids or if I'm wearing it afro, I want it to be neat. I don't want as Queen Rhea said earlier, I don't want it wild and just looking like I got up out the bed and did like that and went on about my day. I want it to look nice, no matter what style I'm wearing. But I'm with her as well. My hair does not define me because I know who I am. And also I was gonna say, even if it's a day, let's say I had a shampoo night. I shampooed it the night before, oiled it and everything. And the next day I don't want to take it out of the braid. I will wear a hair wrap, in such a way where it still looks nice. You can't see my hair, you can't see my actual hair, but you can see that I'm trying to look stylish.
Okay.
I'm not wear like a scarf you just throw on or a bonnet you put on when you go into bed or something like that. I still want to look nice. I'm still going to have on my earrings and all that. So to answer the question, it's very important to me that my hair is kept up. Yeah, I like to put the effort into the maintenance and the upkeep of my hair.
Okay, very good. So on question 7, have you experienced any childhood trauma relating to your hair being straightened from an old school parent or a guardian, or maybe even a hairdresser? I say hairdresser because I'm talking like back in the day. We called them hairdressers. Okay, I'm going to start with you, Queen Rhea.
I'm not saying that I had trauma, but my feelings did get hurt. Because like I said, I had long hair. So, you know, I've always had compliments on my hair because it was so long and pretty. It was real fine, but it was just, you know, it was long, straight. It wasn't considered as nappy hair, what they want to call it. It wasn't kinky hair. My hair would wave up, all that. So I had an elder that made a comment when I cut it all off. And she said, why would you cut all your beautiful hair off? And I was like, because this is what I want to do. This is how I feel right now. Well, you shouldn't have done that. You know, women who cut their hair off, it says something negative about them. Okay. Then I had another experience with an elder when I grew it out in locks. And they said, why would you want to have these African nappy things on your head?
Talented.
You know, that's not professional. You're in the career, because I was at that time when I grew my locks, I was an educator. So in a, what I'll say, in a Caucasian school district. So the comment was like, why would you have your hair locks? That's too militant. You're too black. And I'm like, how can I be too black? You know what I'm saying? What the word is too black? You know, we took so long to straighten our hair, and then you're gonna be all nappy. You know, so and then, like I said, then I cut my hair off short again. Oh, why you cut your hair off? Grow your hair. You can have a little bit more hair. And I said, who am I supposed to be satisfying?
Right.
Society or myself? You know, and I changed hairs because, like you said, women, we get bored with a style, we try something else. We get bored not because someone told me they didn't like it. I did it because I got bored with my hair. I'm always changing my hair. But those comments were at that time very hurtful. But then when you become conscious, and start knowing who you are, you feel more sorry for those who still have the slave mentality.
Exactly.
And they're not comfortable within themselves because they want to fit into a society. And as long as we're Black and in this society, in the way the society is, they're not going to accept us. No matter how you straight it, fry it, cut it, twist it. And it's not by the hair, it's just by our skin color. And now that being a woman right now is so popular, because our women are getting into high places and making things happen, we're going to be more targeted now.
That's a good point.
They're going to start looking at what is the image of the Black sisters who are going to be in these positions.
Yes.
They're going to look at that image now. Are we going to be the true sisters with the natural hairstyle? Or are we going to have the sisters where they fry and dye it to fit and be accepted by the white culture?
That's a great point, Queen. Princess Hanifa, have you ever had any childhood trauma associated? I know you talked a little bit earlier about, being called certain names.
Oh yeah, all of that. I remember when I would go and visit my grandmother and my auntie in Alabama, right? When I would get there, they said, "Oh, we got to do something to your hair," and then they would start trying to like press it out and do stuff, and they would burn me up and everything. Just they press me out to put me in two little stringy ponytails or whatever. Then when I said, "Well, I'm gonna get me a press or whatever," like, "Oh, Mama, can you press my hair out for my pictures or whatever?" My mom, oh my God, she's a clown. Let me tell you what, I already told you my hair is like real thick. It's like a bush, like a fern plant. So she's talking about she's pressing my hair out. And, when she's done with it, it's like basically she blow dried it. And she said, "Here, put the hat on, go." Like that, that looks nice. And so every time when I look back at those third grade pictures, I'm like, why you had to do me like that? She just blow dried the edges and left the roots nappy. Like, I said, oh my God. And I'm trying to think another time for my 12th grade graduation, I said, I'm going to get me a press. I'm going to get me a press. And that's when I went in to the salon to get the style. She told me it was $65 when I got there. She made this big deal about it, and she just didn't want to do it. And I remember she put that, she sectioned my hair off. She didn't comb through it, put any oil on it, anything. She just put the hot comb in there, and it stuck like 1 inch past the root. Oh, and it hurt so bad. I could feel it right now. I said, look, I could tell she didn't want to do my hair, the way she sectioned it, it was just this huge part, it's got to be thin if you're going to give me a press. I said, that's okay. I don't worry about it. And so I opted to get a sew in, right? Oh, that was the worst. It was so tight and just, I just don't like it. I can't do it. So, but those are my experiences. Just was like, just do what works for you. It's just too complicated. I can't walk around with my head feeling like that. It's not that serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Queen Annalika, have you experienced any childhood trauma related to your hair?
Not really, but I did do something when I was like 11 years old.
Tell us about it. What you do?
Okay, I had a perm back then, well, relaxer, and what was it called, like PCJ? Do you remember that?
Yes.
For like kids. And I had already had one, so my hair started like getting more coarse, and my mom had this stuff that I thought was perm in the bathroom, which was Nair, for hair removal.
Yes.
So it had a similar smell to the perm, and I put the Nair in my hair.
Oh.
And my hair started falling. I put it like up in the front. I was in the 5th grade, so all my hair started falling out. I still get drove about that today at 41. They still talk about that. But yeah.
What happened? What'd you do? Wear like a scarf or something?
I had my I only put it like at the front of my hair. And then once I started trying to go to the next section, all the hair started falling out. So I was able to save all of the rest of my hair. So I would like comb my long hair over the bald spot.
You looking like Donald Trump for the day.
Yes. It was a mess. It was a mess, But that's mainly, that was trauma to me,
Right.
But my mom might say something like, "Oh, girl, your hair nappier than a hen ass," or something. She used to say stuff like that, but that didn't bother me,
Okay, thank you for sharing. Do it for the sharing. Okay, what about you, Queen Natalie? Have you experienced any childhood trauma related to your hairstyle?
Related to the hairstyle, the trauma was getting the hairstyle.
Right.
You didn't have your head still. You got popped with the comb, or you get cinched on your scalp, or if you're going to the salon as a young person, you have to sit forever. That was trauma to me.
Torture.
All that. So yes, I did. And well, one time my mother switched beauticians, and the lady put a relaxer in my hair that was too strong. So I did have some breakage, and I just looked terrible. It was breakage. Like, I still had hair, but you could tell it was not healthy, and that bothered me so much. But it really, then my mother started back kind of working with it on her own and grew it back. It was just something about those mothers' hands back there where they could just grow their hair back. And after that, I really didn't start back going to the salon for a long time. Yeah, so that was trauma, getting popped and burned and having to sit forever. But other than,
my mom used to be like, "That's the grease. That's not me. Sit." Comb on your hair. Okay. Did I get everybody on that question?
I think so.
Okay, on the trauma question. Okay, so we're moving on to number 8. What role or value would you say natural and or straight hair plays in the struggle for liberation or justice, if any? What role or value would you say natural or straight hair plays in the struggle for liberation or justice, if at all?
I think the more you natural, the more you look at as being the powerful person that's for the struggle, and that you mean business and you're going to do what you needed to do to fight in that struggle. I think the straighter your hair is the house Negro. And you might not be looked at a person who's willing to go that extra mile for the struggle. And I think it's just that stereotype, you know? So I think the more natural look, the more with the afros and the locks and the short hair with the earrings and all that, is it represents strength and power. And a lot of people get intimidated. Even our own people get intimidated when they see our sisters who have those hairstyles. They get intimidated, and they know they're strong sisters, and they gain more respect, I believe, as well. But if you get the ones with the long weaves or the straight hair, or the Caucasian looking hair, which comes with the color too, with the blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? Being honest, they look at them little kind of weak, and are not really, they don't believe they're really there for the struggle.
Ashe. What about you, Queen Natalie?
On that, can you read the question again, please?
What role or value would you say natural and or straight hair plays in the struggle for liberation or justice, if at all?
Okay, when I read that question, what came to my mind was during the march with Martin Luther King, a civil rights leader, when I did a comparison mentally with, okay, Coretta Scott King marched, but her hair was straight. And then I thought about Angela Davis. If she was in a march with the big afro and all, I think they would, I'm not sure, because Coretta Scott King, she fought, she marched, you know, with her husband and the rest of them. So I think she was a strong woman as well. But I guess if I was going to do a visual of it, if I'm just looking with with the naked eye, I would think the struggle and liberation is more with Angela Davis, because that does look like you're serious. I'm serious about my Blackness. I'm serious about my heritage, more so than if I was going to compare her to Coretta Scott King, which I believe she was as serious, but the look of the hair, if we're going to judge by the naked eye, the look of the hair, the appearance wasn't like I'm going.
She's been tamed.
What I'm saying is the look wasn't like I'm going down.
Right.
Was not, I'm going down with the fight, you know. So
right.
That's, yeah, so that's kind of like my spin on it if I'm gonna do a comparison.
Right. And let me say, I really don't know for sure if Coretta Scott King had like a perm. It could have just been a press or something.
I didn't say it was a relaxer.
Cool. Okay. Just saying it was in a straight style.
And it was a straight style.
Okay, I got you.
I might have said a relaxer look. I don't know which terminology I use, but let's say it was a straight looking style.
Right. Versus like an afro.
An Angela Davis look. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, what about you, Queen Annalika? Let me read the question again. What role or value would you say natural and or straight hair plays in the struggle for liberation or justice, if at all?
Well, the liberation to me is accepting and owning my own beauty. I got 2 daughters, and they are very versatile with their hair. They rock it natural, straight braids, weaves, and I raised them up to be natural and to love, who they are and everything. And then they would come to me, they like, Mom, well, you wear makeup. I'm like, well, I love makeup, and they say, well, we love weave, and I'm like, okay, it don't have to be limitations on how you wear your hair, long as you know who you are and everything. And it could be an exploration, so we explore the entire essence of of our being. So you can rock whatever you like, what you feel comfortable of.
And be liberated.
Yes.
So I guess I hear you saying that liberation comes from a mind standpoint, your heart, how you feel about justice for your people versus like, for example, if you see a sister that maybe has a uh, a press or maybe a perm and her dashiki, and then you see another sister with maybe a dashiki and an afro and some locks, we can't say that the sister with straighten her or perm her is less liberated than the other sisters.
Yes.
Ashe. All right, Princess Hanifa, what role or value would you say natural hair plays in the struggle for liberation or justice, if any?
I'm gonna say it's a two-part answer to that question. And the reason why is because I agree with all of the ladies here. Like, I agree with it's a liberating, it's a mindset, but that's if you're at that level of awareness. There's a lot of people who are not, and they're looking at Kim Kardashian and they want to do all of these things. They want to buy into what's being promoted to them. So that's one scene. And then you have the other scene of people who are like, well, I'm comfortable with myself. I know who I am. So today, I'm doing a blonde wig. That's just what I feel like today. But then you have the other part where it's kind of like, okay, natural is beautiful. It's, I think it's beautiful. You see what we say? We say it's strong, it's powerful. It is. It's strong and it's powerful, and there's nothing wrong with that. The struggle, like, I hate those words, you know what I mean? Just because it's like, why do I have to be associated with, oh, definitely I want to be associated with powerful. And, but sometimes I get irritated. Don't you see, like, sometimes guys, they like, oh, I was gonna do that for you, but you strong, you got it. You know what I mean? And like that. Why does it have to? Well, I mean, the first thing you notice about me is, I love your afro. It's so delicate. It's like a rose. It's a flower. Why can't it be delicate? Why can't it be sensual? Why can't it be feminine? Why isn't it soft? Why is it so hard? It's a struggle. Oh, we got to fight. Like, I don't like that. Yeah, and just because I come across as assertive or I'm a lioness, it doesn't mean that I have a can-do attitude, that I'm independent, I'm opinionated, that I am powerful. It doesn't mean that I'm not feminine, or in tune with that stuff, or that side of me doesn't need to be nurtured. Why do I have to, like, I know this is like all off subject, but it all ties in though. Like, why do I have to be this like weakling with the straight hair? I'm not saying that straight hair is weak. I'm just using that as an analogy to say, okay, see how Coretta was sitting there with a little hat and everything, looking like, oh, she Mother Mary and she's so sweet and innocent, like Granny Smith and the Red Riding Hood. Why can't my hair be out in the afro? He's like, or why is it that when the Black woman she's expressing herself and with this assertiveness and strength, why can't the man look at her and say, when she's going off and she's stressed out, why he can't look at her and say, oh, she's hurt. Come here, give me a hug. Because that's what that really means. It doesn't mean, oh, she's strong. Well, I didn't want to say nothing because I was scared. Like, what kind of man is that? I get to expressing my emotions to you and you run and hide with your tail in between your legs. Like, it's like the roles are reversed. It's just so annoying. Like, that whole, like, I think we got to get rid of that.
Yes. Ashe. Ashe. That's powerful. Okay, we're on question 9, ladies. Have you ever been told by a husband or maybe a boyfriend how he would prefer your hair? And if so, how did that make you feel and how did you respond? Queen Rhea?
Yes, it is really weird. I was dating this guy. When he met me, I had short hair. When we were dating for a long time, he told me to grow it out. He made a comment. I kind of laughed today about it. He said, baby, when I woke up, when I woke up and I looked to my right, you like one of my partners because you have no hair.
You look like
know? Yeah, like I look like one of his partners. He got shocked. Like who's in the bed with me, right? So he wanted me to grow my hair out, but I was like, well, when you met me, it was short. I don't think I look no different from the dark that I do in the light. You know what I'm saying? So I still look the same. So I think it was that at the time, sisters with long hair, it didn't matter if you were light skinned or dark skinned. It's just that you had some hair and it was long. And I believe he wanted me to fit into that
paradigm.
Right at that time. And being a sister, I'm like, I'm not changing my hair for that. You know what I'm saying? Either you're gonna like me or not, or you need to go get a sister with long hair. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was. And but yeah, he stayed a little while, then he left. You know, he went on by his way, and I didn't lose no sleep either. You know, and then he dated a sister, which was more, she was Puerto Rican with long hair.
Oh, I see.
You see, so with that to be said is that, you know, whatever's popular at that time, some men kind of go with that, you know. But I believe those are the ones who are trying to get in where they fit in. And they're confused as brothers as well, because they let society make them make their decisions instead of making the decision as a man, a true man, not a man that's flip-floppy, but can hold his own.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Queen Natalie, have you ever been told by a husband or a boyfriend how he would prefer you to wear your hair? If so, how did that make you feel and how did you respond?
I have never. I have never. I've always said I've been asked for many things, but never hair, or nobody's ever asked me for hair, cut hair off, or any of that. And I always say it takes a special kind of dude to deal with me, because I'm like Queen Rhea. I'll say this: I cannot deal with a weak man, and I don't think a weak man can deal with me. He has to know who he is. First of all, how you gonna leave me if you don't even know which way you going?
You gotta know he a king.
You know, yeah. So he definitely has to be a strong man and knows who he is. And if I'm gonna follow you, give me something to follow. Don't be asking me to follow you and you doing all kind of mess, because I'm not gonna do it. So to answer your question, no, I've never.
Okay.
And I believe as sisters, if we just keep our hair together, it doesn't matter. I'm with cleanliness, and keep however you want it. Just keep it clean and neat and maintained, and that's it. I mean, the hair is not really what they want anyway.
Okay. With that being said, Princess Hanifa. Oh, have you ever been told by a husband or a boyfriend how he would prefer you to wear your hair? And if so, how did that make you feel? And how did you respond to it?
It was a guy that I was dating. He was cool. And at that time I wore my hair faded. So he said, oh, you need to put a wig on, you look like a boy, kind of like what Queen Rhea said already before, but it didn't really bother me because I like to do my own thing. I march to the drum of my own beat, really, for the most part. And I'm a little crazy because, like, if I meet a guy, I might just intentionally do something radical to my hair, like, ta-da, do you like it? Something crazy, because to me, I'm learning about you, and I'm not into this, possessive, controlling me, look left, look right type of thing. So, and I want to know, again, what your mindset is. I'm light skinned, so I kind of fall into that, that little box, where, is this guy, is he like crazy and he just like me for his own little selfish fantasy, or is he genuinely is interested in me and just my natural being? So I'm trying to figure those things out. So I might do something crazy to my hair just to see if you stuck on one particular thing.
Ashe. What about you, Queen Annalika?
Well, I dated this one guy for like 4 years, and I was natural, when we started dating. And he told me he never dated someone with natural hair. And he was like, maybe you should put a perm in your head. And I was like, no, you're not going to get that from me. This is who I am. So, like, maybe after 2 years of dating him, I started my locks. And he didn't like that. But he eventually accepted it once I told him, this is who I am, but he was kind of starting to be kind of weird because he started doing different things to his hair. And I'm like, I don't like the things he did, So, but that relationship,
wait a minute.
girl,
No, baby, we can't do this.
Did he have a Cisco hairstyle?
Baby, he okay. So one day he just decided that he was going to put his hair. Now this man is what he's like 47, so he was probably like 45 at that time because we've been broken up. But he decided to cut his hair off, and no, he was bald, but he started to grow his hair back. And when he grew his hair back, he shaved the sides like Mr. T. You remember Mr. T?
Oh, that ball fade.
Yes.
Ew.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
For that.
But wait a minute, he was natural though.
I was like, I'm not supposed to be seen with you like this. It was crazy, for real. It was worse than Mr. T, actually.
That's funny. I guess, well, now we know how they feel.
Right.
Oh man, that's funny.
So sisters, this is our last and final question. Okay, so question 10 is, would you say that your childhood hairstyles, natural and or straightened, for you, Princess, of course, natural, influences your hair decisions now as an adult? And Princess, you go ahead and take that for first, your first.
Yeah, I would say so. I think probably the me wanting to be accepted, amongst my peers, and then not being able to enable me to just embrace more natural styles and just get comfortable with it. So I would definitely say it's probably a lot of my answers probably come because that's more my comfort zone, more natural styles. I've had locks, I wore faded, I'll dye it, I got braids, but I would rarely probably be caught with, a weave. Every now and then I might press it out, but, I'm always gonna go back to my bush because that's my comfort zone.
Okay. What about you, Queen Natalie? Would you say that your childhood hairstyles, natural and or straight, still influences your hair decisions as an adult?
Um, I'll say that I'm comfortable with the natural styles more so than altering my natural state. I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it if I did feel like it. I just okay. I'm okay. Like I don't want to do all that extra. And when I think on it, I don't even know. I guess our parents' mentality was on another. There was another time, another era, and their mentality was somewhere totally different.
Yes.
But I'll say, as for me and even my daughter, I guess I've instilled in her and told her so much about chemicals and showed her where people's hair has fallen out and different things. I at one time I asked her, well, when you get older, you can get your hair relaxed. She was like, no, I'm not. I'm
Mm,
okay. So
right.
hopefully she stays on that path of just appreciating and embracing what God, your natural God-given beauty.
Yes.
It it's just an awesome feeling for me. And that goes even back to the other question. It's a liberating feeling. You know, you don't have to be altering this and changing that, and it's a choice. Yes, it is a choice, but just be comfortable.
Yes.
That's that's where I am.
Okay. What about you, Queen Rhea? Does your childhood hairstyles, whether natural or maybe straightened back then, have any influences on the way that you wear your hair as an adult?
I say yeah, because like the saying is, when you're a child, you did childish things, but when you become an adult, it's time for you to grow up. So a lot of the styles that I had when a child, I can't have them today. You know, also my hair texture cannot allow me to have certain hairstyles.
Yes.
So we were talking about the quick weave, or well, you braid the weave in, my hair's too thin. All that come out within 24 hours. The perms will make my hair straight or too straight,
Yeah.
bone straight. Okay, do nothing with it. So the natural is better for me because my texture of my hair allows me to be more natural. And being blessed as a 70s child, my grandmother, I don't know if you all remember Gladys Beauty Salon on St. Louis Avenue in Vanderveer back in the
Yeah.
day by the drop shop. Well, that was
Yeah.
my grandmother's school.
I
I
remember
mean,
Parsons.
okay, St. Louis Gladys Beauty Salon, she had her shop in the front and her school in the back. She was the second Black owned beauty school in St. Louis.
Awesome.
So I had the privilege being a 70s child, being there when there were afros. And then it was the press and curl and the perms and everybody. I had the luxury to see all styles of hair come through that shop.
Mm.
So yes, a child, it was amazing to see the biggest afros that I thought was so gorgeous.
Yes.
And then as a little girl, I had braids. So I had little braids that come down. I had the beads, like was it Ashford and Simpson? Oh, no, yeah, Ashford and Simpson with the beads. And
Patrice Rush.
I had all that.
Patrice. It was Patrice Rush.
Patrice, right. So to get that privilege to see variety of hairstyles at a young age. So when I became as an adult or going through that teenager years, when you're trying to figure out what you try to be or who you're gonna be, that's where the Jerry curls came out. My hair came out with that Jerry curl because my hair was too thin. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't take.
That too.
Yeah, and my grandmother told me not to get it. She told my mom, do not let her get it. Because my grandmother knew that wasn't fit for our hair. for my hair. And she right, it all came out, all the long hair started breaking off. You know, because I wanted the Jerry curl so I could swish wash and all that. That didn't work. So as an adult, I realized that I'm getting older. So the hairstyles I have to be getting close to where I am in age too. Okay. The natural styles, you know, certain natural styles I can't do because of the texture of my hair. I had an afro, but when that wind blew, guess where my hair went? To the side. Because it was too fine.
Right.
You know, it was like cotton, you know. So I think, like I said, at this point in my life, it's more that, you know, in relationships, you're gonna accept me who I am. When it goes to being in the professional field, you know, I'm so confident with myself, which has intimidated people.
Yeah.
Because I was in a position where I was told that my hairstyle intimidated everyone. Because I was the only one with short hair.
Oh God, people can be a little stronger.
Right. And I was like, what the heck? What do you mean? They said, well, that Caucasian man that's your boss is intimidated because you coming to him and you're very vocal, you know, and then you got the hairstyle and you wear an unk, you know what I'm saying? They can't accept that. I said, oh, I'm supposed to have the weave down my back. I'm supposed to talk a certain way for you to be comfortable. I said, you're not going to be comfortable, you know?
Right.
So like I said, when you get to a point in life, you're like, hey, long as I keep my hair nice and groomed, nice and clean, I keep myself up, I keep myself smelling good, looking good.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
All right, Queen Annalika, would you say that your childhood hairstyles, natural and or straightened, still have influences on your hair decisions now as an adult?
Yes, I mean, like I took care of my hair pretty well back then, and I still do today. You know, for it's like, you know, oiling and everything, but I don't use like the thick greases. I use like the natural oils and stuff like that for it's my hair. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, I want to say that when I was a child, my mom put my hair in 2 ponytails, and as an adult, I put my locks in 2 ponytails. Still to so that's my influence.
Sometimes I do the ponytails too, sis.
Ponytails, the two ponytails. All right, well, at this time, sisters, I just want to thank you all for spending some quality time here on the Voices of Maat in St. Louis. Thank you so much, Dua, for your time, your energy, your effort, and all of your perceptions and your thoughts. I hope that we have educated, edified, and empowered some queens around the globe. And I just want to say, Dua, thank you so very much for your time. And I'm going to say a few shots out, and then we can go ahead and close the show out. So I want to say Dua to my parents, Princella and Roy Small, for my existence. I want to say dua to our Baba Saba, Amari Sneferu. I want to say dua to Saba Pianki Patah Matula Nefer Amon Ra. And what he is the producer of all of our channels. Makaru, TV 314, Paradigm Shift 314, and Voices of My channel as well. I want to say dua to our elders of the Temple of KitiHeru, Queen Elder Regina Dennis Nana, and our King Elder Rini Ankh. I want to say dua to all of our families that support us, all of our children in the community. And I just want everybody to continue to stay Blacktastic. And dua so much for you all coming out. You guys are gorgeous. We had a good time, and hopefully you'll be back on the Voices of My channel. Peace.
All right, thank you.
He says.
Peace.
Peace.
Deuces.
Voices of Maat.